That's a perfect way to describe it, man. You know, if my music can resonate with people and help them understand that someone else is going through the same things, that's amazing to me. And I'm super grateful for that. So, a time to move on. I had the idea to write this song as soon as my mom put our house on the market a few years ago, and 1 year ago, you know, to today, almost to the day, my brothers and I helped her move out, and it was kind of a crazy process. Like all this stuff we hadn't gone through in terms of boxes and old memories and, you know, physical things and sentimental things since childhood. So it was definitely a big change, and it felt like a way to push myself forward in terms of confronting, you know, becoming an adult and yeah, just like help me grow up, I guess. So it was like a sense of growth, and it was, you know, moving out of the house was kind of like the literal catalyst for it, but it really had an effect, I think, far beyond that on our family. So I think if anyone else has moved out of a big house where they've lived for a long time with their family, they might relate for sure. Definitely. I think that the music, the way it helps people, I mean, I really start with myself. I think about the things I'm going through in my life, and I try to write as honestly and as specifically as I can about those things. And then I think maybe that's why other people relate to it, because I am really saying what's going on in my life, and they might not relate to the exact scenarios, the exact memories, the exact, you know, space and time that the music takes place. But I think maybe they relate to the emotion, and they relate to, yeah, just the way of, you know, somebody trying to cope with different things and different life experiences. So yeah, as you were saying, Bruises, I donated to healthcare workers. My mom's a healthcare worker, so it felt good to donate the proceeds on that one. And also shout out to Abby the Nomad, who's featured on that track. He's incredible too. So yeah, I'm glad to get that one out there and express like a little bit of a different side of my music with that song. Yeah, so Holes in Our Stories, I spent years and years just like looking inward with that project, and really writing about the things that were important to me and that were song concepts that I always had wanted to write for like 10 years at that point. Like one of them on there is, it's sort of like a thank you letter to this guy who taught me songwriting years and years ago at a camp that I went to. And you know, just these sort of like very personal types of topics that I wanted to cover, and like just set them to rest. Like, all right, I wrote that song, you know, I can move on from that situation now. And I'm glad that you pointed out like Mourn and A Quarter Century, how they connect, because everything on Holes in Our Stories, it all connects. There's all these little Easter eggs in the songs, and it took me like 4 years to put it together. So it was like, I'm definitely proud of those things, but it also, you know, got kind of crazy in terms of organization. And I put out a little book with it, like this little like 200-page book that just explains how all the metaphors and everything connect. So that's kind of like, I just took that project to like nerd out on my own personal like writing interests and my own personal subject matter. So if people relate to that one, that's amazing. But it felt good. It felt really cathartic to put that out there. And in terms of lessons I learned from Holes in Our Stories, I feel like I learned that maybe it's, you know, goes with the theme of this new song, that like you got to move on even if it doesn't feel like maybe you're ready or maybe it's time, like just move on, push yourself to move forward in your life, and do things either artistically or personally that, you know, they might not be super comfortable, but I think, you know, like deep down they're good for you.